Now I want to continue in lesson 5 or 6, whichever one this is, with a couple of things. The first thing is you don't just have to link to your own pages, but you can also link to outside of your own pages. So on the first page here, I'm on my first page here, I'm going to pop in, I'm going to actually paste in the other link that I had from before. Okay, and instead of going to my first page, okay, in this case, I'm going to go to an actual website. So in order to go to a website, you actually just put in the full URL, including the HTTP : And so I'm going to go to one of my favorite sites, of course, Apple Canada. And all I'm going to put here is Apple Canada. And think about that. All I had to do is put in where to go, and then when I actually save this and go to this page, and I've got a link to Apple Canada, if I click it, it literally takes me there. Okay? And that's a very, very powerful thing. And that's why HTML is such a wonderful thing to code in. Okay? So that's a simple thing just to go outside. One other thing that I want to show you outside of links is how you can change a page not only in color but also in the background. Okay, instead of putting up a change of color, you can also put up a background change. So we've got this very plain one here, white background. Let's change that. And the way we can do that is if you go back to this tab where you've got my HTML resources here and click the HTML resources again, I also have sample backgrounds you can use. And what the sample backgrounds are basically things you can put in the background that'll tile. So you could tile bricks, for example, or you could tile like this stone face, for example. And there's many in here. Like there's really, really interesting ones that you can look at. Coffee beans, this metallic thing, this sort of gold weave. If you take a look at all the different ones that are there, if you're into the army, a nicer brick wall, all these different things. There's actually one that I really like that someone put together as a tile that's really, really interesting, and I'm going to see if I can find that one for you, so you can take a look at it. Let's see if I can get there. Hope it doesn't take too long because we are recording this. Let's see. No, not there. I hope I didn't miss it. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, I might have missed it. Sometimes it shows up differently, so, oh no, here it is. This is the one, the stones. So if I right click on it again, or control click if you haven't got the right click activated, and go save image as, I'm going to put it on my desktop as just stone.jpg, so you got to remember that. So I saved it as stone, and then I'm going to take a plainer one as well. So I'm just going to go back to get a plain one, something that doesn't have too much on it. Let's take a look. Let's just take this one. Okay, and I'll save this one. I'm just going to call it gold.jpg. Okay, now let's flip back to our page, and this is the one we're going to affect the background with. So, if I want to put a background image on my first page, I just go to the top, and where it says body, instead of putting in an attribute bg color, which would change the color, I put in a space and type in the word background equals, and in this case, did I call it stones or stone? I think I called it stone. PG. Click save. We'll find out if I called it stone or stones. I did call it stone. And you notice, oh, that looks so cool, doesn't it? The only problem is, other than seeing these nice things, these nice images, because it has a white background, we sort of lose the text. We really have, even the main title text is hard to read just because the background is so distracting. So it's the coolest background, but useless in terms of a web page because you really can't see it. It's actually better to pick the more subtle ones, so that's why I picked that gold one, which looked really boring. Like very few people would actually go and choose that one. Click save, and then if I click refresh, you notice that everything is still readable, and now you've got this cool background. Okay, but something to consider when you're choosing the backgrounds.